Hey YouTube, this is Natsu with Team Fairy Tail, back for, I guess you could call it Pokemon, but at the same time, not really. Um, oh wait, as you probably may have seen, I uploaded a vid yesterday of me and Double playing Pokemon, and in that vid, the main reason that I won, or that Double and I won, was because of Ranunculus, and also just the extreme setup I got off Ranunculus and how easily I could set up. Just watch the vid and just how easily I set up on that Jolteon with Ranunculus just by and it's just frustrating because and I know like not a lot. I definitely faced quite a few battles where people haven't done this, but it's just frustrating when you see like someone doing something just so wrong and so basic that like ah. So anyway, I'm making this video to talk about this more. Alright, here's the battle. Oh, just one quick disclaimer. Not to say that my opponent played like badly, except for this one major mess up, because I messed up quite a bit too on a couple of parts. I mean, no one's perfect, but this is just like one of those. Come on, like, why are you? You really can't let people set up as easily as this guy is letting me set up, and that's the last person I uploaded from the vids let me set up. Like, you can't let it happen. So anyway, I start off with Cube or Metagross, and he starts off with what is this thing? I don't even know. I'm not like super into Gen 5. I'm not really know a lot of Gen 5 Pokemon, but he starts with Landorus, whatever. So I have a clear body, so his stab drop gets cancelled, and then he just Earthquakes, and I one hit KO. Nothing I could have done. I don't remember what I want. I think I went for Stealth Rocks, but it didn't really matter. So I go for Cube for the Hidden Power Ice. Also, just because I also want to see exactly like how much they're predicting. Because if your opponent's not predicting what you're gonna do, then you know you have to go for the more obvious moves, like for the more. But if they are, then you have to like think a little more ahead. He goes for Trinitar, but Hidden Power Ice does the trick anyway. I'm not sure why he went for Trinitar there. I'm guessing. I mean, if he was anticipating Hidden Power Ice, he could have gone for this what's his name, Gastrodon, but I'm not sure what that was intended. But anyway, I knew his play had some Stone Edge. That was my guess. All right, there we go, Stone Edge. Yeah, so I switch out for Cubed for Breloom because Breloom can, but he just goes for Stealth Rocks. But switches out. He brings in that. I Spore because I did not. I just wanted to get something on sleep, and also so I could Focus Punch it. So he switches out. I know I'm gonna get a Focus Punch in either way, so I'm just gonna go for it. And then afterwards, I set up a substitute because I'm. Do I set up a substitute? Okay, so I switch into Zapdos again to try and get. He goes for Earthquake. Zapdos doesn't get affected by it, so I go for Hidden Power Ice again because his response still will get hit for decent damage, and that's the only move Zapdos has that can actually hit Tyranitar for decent damage. And so that was the best move aside from switching out. And so that comes in, more chance for damage. Then I know what he's gonna do. But I go for he pursuits me. He pursuits me, so I go for a Breloom again because so I set up a sub because I know there are T-Tars that run. So and then sure enough, Fire Blast. And then I'm like, well, this is going to end up being a constant sub and takedown sub battle, and I will just keep on losing HP because I don't recover HP fast enough to just keep putting up subs. Eventually, I'm going to need a turn or two that I don't put up a sub. So I go for Seed Bomb, hopefully try and kill it. Doesn't die, and then I get Fire Blasted, and that Breloom's done for. So next option, I go for a Scizor to try and Bullet Punch it. Or not, well, more like, I was like, well, either A is going to switch, or B, he's going to try and Fire Blast me, so I'm just going to Bullet Punch, see how much Bullet Punch will do anyway, and then also, and if he doesn't switch and try to Fire Blast me, then punish him for it. I emphasize how important it is to do this when you're just getting, or when you're trying to set up and you have a beforehand, those percentage damage numbers. So I just go for, I think, another sword. Here's where I make a mistake. Bullet Punch dealt him 25. Oh no, that wasn't anything. But here's where I make a mistake. I switch into Zapdos. Self Rocks auto kills it. Like that was just me losing my power, losing the 0.5 power up there on attack, and basically, yeah, it was just stupid of me. That was a big mistake, and giving Scizor more damage. So I just Bullet Punch again. He doesn't die, but like look at that, look at that, 38.5. That means had I attacked with the 0.5, with the extra 0.5 of attack, that probably would have killed this Pokemon. But I was stupid and I didn't. In comes my ace Pokemon rank game. Since at this point I was also like, well, he'll just Earthquake Tyranitar, so I have really but to go into Rankless and hope I can outlive it. So I don't take any damage when I heal up. Then in comes Tyranitar again. T-Tar, that's the obvious response to T-Tar. He pursues. I'm guessing he doesn't have Crunch, or he thought I would switch out. I'm not sure. At the time, I wasn't sure which one it was, but I discovered he only had Pursuit for a Dark move, and I only take 25.7, meaning I can take another one. I can take one more Pursuit. I use Hidden Power to try and kill it off. So I'm like, well, because in my mind, this thing just has Crunch, and he only used Pursuit because he knew I was going to switch out. So I just Hidden Power. I mean, he had other responses too. Like, I mean, he had Gastrodon, which would be like the other decent response because I can't super effect. I can't one shot kill it. Like Glass Sizer was be a gamble because you have Stab and super effectiveness. This one you have. He probably after this one he probably figured out that was Hidden Power fighting because that would be the only thing that's super effective against Tyranitar. That would also logically go onto a Psychic Pokemon. And then the Fortress is still asleep, so Fortress is just begging, not going to do anything. So I can take it. Anyway, so I can take one more Pursuit because I have the leftovers. So what I do here, instead of so I know I can take it. So I just go, that means I can Calm Mind. So, I can actually take 2%. We both heal up a little, and keep in mind the Sandstorm's doing nothing because the Magic Guard is too amazing. He pursues. I knew I was not going to take it on, so I recover again, and then I just keep setting. I just basically use this chance to just set up, but you know. So he pursues again, once again, with our Calm Mind, woken up more, and he just tries like everything to try and get over an Ankylos, but I just keep bulking and keep recovering. He's just not getting anything in at all. And then eventually last Calm Mind, and then after this I recover once more because, or I think I go for Hidden Power. The other Pokemon are faster than me, so I want to just make sure that I can take a hit from any possible physical attacks. That's against Ranunculus. Against this build of Ranunculus over him. So he pursues again, but I'm just like, I don't even care. It doesn't matter because Ice Beam deals 5%. I recover more from leftovers than Ice Beam deals me, so Ice Beam can never kill me. So I go to Shy Shock it again. Don't even care. And then once again recover with leftovers. He sends in Fortress. I just Hidden Power it. And then he got held on only thanks to Sturdy. And then next in comes, I think, Glysaur? Or Glysaur? Yeah. They nicknamed you Mad Bro, which is while playing, I was like, that's kind of funny considering that he really can't do anything to my Ranunculus. So he substitutes to try and minimize damage. I just hey, Ice Fangs, critical it, but Ranunculus just doesn't care. Boom. I know he lives, but barely lives. He Ice Fangs again. Heatron's part Steel, so one simple Hidden Power fighting just does the trick. 9 damage burn, but it doesn't even matter because Magic Guard and Rankless have any physical attacks, or I don't use any physical attacks, and boom, and that's it. He couldn't do anything. So mainly the point I want to cover from this vid and also from the previous Pokemon Battle vid is you can't let your opponent's Pokemon set up like that. If you let them set up the way that this guy let my Ranunculus set up and the other guy let my Ranunculus set up, you're just gonna begging that get killed by Pokemon like Ranunculus, Dragon Dance, T-Tar. You have to if you're noticing if the Pokemon is recover and they're just not and they can just keep recovering and they're you have to like try something else. Like in the last vid, I get it, Signal Beam was Super Effective and Ranunculus, but it was clear that it wasn't going to do anything. And on top of that, Signal Beam was a special defense attack and special attack, and I was bulking up on special defense. That made it even worse. Like he really should have switched to Honchkrow a lot earlier. And here, like, you really should have at least got, I do not know why he stuck with T-Tar for so long. Like, you really should have switched out or changed some kind of approach. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've made several misplays, but you can't let your opponent set up. Like, you really have to, like, keep trying, like, different things before, if your opponent's setting up like that, and you have to stop the setup as fast as possible. You can't, 1 or 2 turns, yeah, but you really gotta, letting your opponent set up is just begging to get killed. So that's the lesson for today, everyone. So this has been Natsu of Team Fairy Tale, signing out.